Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you how to put together this really cute card, as well as show you this awesome stamp set that we have here. This stamp set is called Outside and In, and the reason why is because we have sentiments for the outside, which is like happy birthday, with heartfelt sympathy, thinking of you and congratulations, as well as the inside, which is may your day be as wonderful as you are, may the fond memories of your loved one give you comfort during this difficult time, just wanted to let you know you're on my mind, and happy to hear your exciting news. So as you can see here, this stamp set is an awesome go-to stamp set, and it's my go-to stamp set. And the other thing that I really love about this is this stamp set right here, I just said that twice and it didn't make any more sense the second time as it did the first. There you go, there's the first mistake. At any rate, it says, may your day be as wonderful as you are. I've used that for thank you, and I think that's really helpful. So anyway, I think that this stamp set is awesome, and I wanted to show you how to use this, sadly, for a sympathy card. One of my best friends in St. Louis sadly lost her father, and he passed away, and I wanted to send her a card, and in doing so I thought, you know, I love her, I miss her, I wish I was there to hug her myself. Unfortunately, we are not. They're very close friends of the family. When they lived here in California, they would spend Thanksgiving with us and Christmas, and we had a really great time and some really awesome stories, which I will not share, I promise, Jackie. But I really wish that I can give you know, Jackie and Paul a big hug myself, and of course our kids and John, but unfortunately we can't, so hopefully this is like a video hug from California for them. At any rate, so this here is the card we're going to be creating. I put a little bit of adhesive on it so it's easier to see, but I'm going to show you what it really looks like. And the adhesive does actually come off, so it's temporary adhesive. So let me rub this off here so you can get a better, clearer picture of it and how this works. And then I'm going to take this part off. So this card right here is what we're going to be making, and it's kind of a cool card, as you can see. I'll show you a close-up of that and how it's cool in its 3D-ness, and you can see the adhesive right there where I used to keep it closed so you could get a better visual of the whole card right there. See that? So that's the card we're going to be making. It's super simple, it's really cute, and I really thought that it would be perfect for Jackie and Paul during their sad time right now for the loss of Jackie's father. At any rate, if you do want to check out how to make this, I'm going to show you what you need. Of course, any of the creations that I do make, you're welcome to change anything. You don't have to do exactly the same thing. I just like to give you a jumping off point, and I love to hear our crafty friends show us what they've done with our ideas and how they've jumped off from that point. It's very exciting to me, so I am really looking forward to seeing what our crafty friends do with this. This, again, is the stamp set I was talking about. It is Outside and In. If you want to check it out, it's at our website. It's www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. We have this and many other stamp sets, including sign language, awareness ribbon stamp sets. We have autism awareness, cancer awareness. We have a few stamp sets that you can use for any awareness cause that are great. There's lots of great creative things on our website, so please be sure to check it out. Now, I'm going to show you what we need for this awesome creation. So I'm going to put this stuff aside. This right here is the die set I used, so you can see it. And that's the number up right here. If you're interested in using the same thing, this is the stamp or the die set that we used. Okay, it's called Card Fancy Frame Flippets number 2. And then we have to use some of our ink. We're going to need, of course, a stamp block. We're going to need some pop dots. We're going to, of course, use the stamp set. We'll definitely need that. We will need the dies that are in this stamp set. I will actually show you. We will also need a die cut machine, which is important because otherwise we cannot make it. Actually, I'm going to put this aside. I do want to show you a close-up of all the dies that you do get in this set. It's really cute. And there's a lot of things you can do with it. I just love the way that it moves. That's a cool thing, that you can create a card that has movement in it. It's one of my favorite things to do. So we're also going to need this black twine. And of course we're going to need some paper to cut. So let me scoot this over here. Put those dies all together right there. May not look as pretty as it needs to, or someone may want it to, but it does the job. And this is what we need right here. And we'll also need some adhesive, so I'm going to place that right over here. This is the adhesive I use, and I don't think it can get much bigger, but we're going to place this little cutie right here so you can see that. And then we're going to place this block right there. So I think you can see all the things that you're going to need for this awesome little creation, as well as, of course, we're going to need a manual die cut machine. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut all the pieces out. That makes it easier, and then we can just put it together and then we are done. So with that, I'm going to start with the smallest piece. And with this little die set, this smallest piece, once it's cut, will fit perfectly in there, just like it does for the really cool card that we created. Okay? So I'm going to put this aside. And then I'm going to show you here what I was talking about. This here, this middle part, is cut from this die right here. So you can see that. Okay? So we have that. We're going to put that aside. Actually, we don't need that right now. We just need this, and we need our die cut machine. So we're going to take our die cut machine, and we're going to simply take off, whoops, I'm going to do it over here. We're going to we have our magnetic, platform. We have our clear platform. We're going to place our piece of paper right here and have that right like that. And then we're going to place our clear platform right on top of that. And we're just going to roll it right through. Okay. And once that's done, you'll see this piece like this. You just turn it over and you'll push it out. Now you want to push it out gently because there are some little pieces right like this, as you can see in the edges. All those little dots really grip pretty well. So I'm using my nail underneath to just kind of start it, and then we'll just push it through like so. You could probably do it pretty rough, but I would hate for it to rip, especially when I'm doing a video. That would be bad. So I'm doing it pretty gently. So there you go. There's the cutout piece. So we don't need that anymore. I'll put that aside. So there's that cut piece. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out the pieces right here that go on the side. So we're going to take the two side pieces, and we're going to take this piece right here. Okay, so this is the paper we're going to be cutting out, and then we're going to take this right here and make sure it's lined up correctly. And then we're going to take this and line it up. You want to make sure that you're using the sides that cut, not the flat side. This is the flat side, and this has the groove on it. Let's see if you can get a good close up there. There you go. See those parts right there? That's what's cutting. So you want to make sure you put that face down onto the paper. Otherwise, you won't get very much cut, right? And that would be a bummer. So we've got that set. Now we need our clear platform to go on top of it. Then we just push down and roll it through. Sorry about the wiggling. Sometimes that happens. All it means is it's doing its job, and it likes to pop a little, and there we are. So we've got that done. That's been cut out. I'll show you how that looks. Just pop that out simply like that. We're going to throw out our excess piece, flip it over, and because it doesn't have the detail that the other one does, it definitely comes out much easier, as you can see. Like that. See that? So we've got that done. Gonna put that on the side right there. Last but not least, absolutely, we have this piece, which is the actual base of the card. So we're going to take this, and we're going to take this, and we're going to make sure it's all lined up Want to make sure that there's no piece overhanging, otherwise it won't cut properly. Just scoot it over just a little bit there. Looks good. Maybe a little bit more, like so. Yep, I think this is good. Okay, so we're just going to place this piece right in, make sure it's sandwiched, and we're going to roll this little cutie right through. And ooh, that was a really big one, wasn't it? Did you see that? The whole machine popped up. That was kind of fun. That's because I flipped my clear plates over. So now they're going the opposite way. So instead of going so that they're humped this way, or actually normally humped this way in a groove down, they're humped this way. So I'm trying to kind of get them a little bit flat. Sometimes that happens. And as you can see, it's starting to work, starting to get flatter, but they were pretty rounded before. So that's good news. So I'm going to take this part off. I'm just going to scoop this little guy right back in there. Listen to my cute little squeaky chair. I swear we did buy a new one and it still squeaks, so it just doesn't matter. We gave up. So we're just pulling this out. It's really simple. Now the cool thing about this set is that not only does it have awesome die cut lines, but it also has, I don't know if you can see it, yeah, you can see the lines right there, and those are perfect so that you can just fold them right there. So I'm going to scoot this piece out of the way. We don't need this anymore. All the little pieces we can put aside. And here is the card that we're aiming to create. Now we could do it either way. We could use the black as the background, or we can use the gray. I'm going to stick with what I have because I really like the way that came out. Okay. So what we're going to do is there's these little guidelines right here. And we're just going to fold them. Let's see if you can see them. See where the little lines are? We're going to fold those in. And I like to fold them in and out. Even if I'm going to only be using them one certain way, I like to fold them in and out just to make sure that they have a good crease on them. It just makes the card flow easier and work better. Okay? So now we're going to pop this one through and we're going to fold it the other way. This is the way it's going to end up, as you can see. But I'm also going to fold this one the other way too, just to make sure that we have good creases on that. Okay, so now I can put it back the way it's going to be, like so. So that's how the card works or looks without any addition of anything, as you can see. Usually you can even make a whole bunch of imitations with just this one if you wanted to, whatever card or color you wanted. Now I did use a double-sided colored cardstock because I thought it worked best. You could do with different patterns or etc., but I thought this really worked great, and especially for a sympathy card, I thought it was a perfect color combination. So with that, I'm laying this flat just so I can glue my pieces on. The bigger piece goes on this side, the smaller on this, and I just dropped my little piece of white, so I'm going to pick that little cutie up. And it's flying, I swear. Let me get up here and pick it up better because when I went to grab it, it flew under my chair. So that's the entertainment for today, right? Maybe I'll say something silly again because I tend to do a few things. So there, you're back. You can't escape. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put adhesive on the back of this. I was going to tell you something else too. If you guys have one of these advanced gliders, one thing that I did that I think is phenomenal, it's really not a super duper fancy sophisticated thing, but what I did was I opened this up and I put a piece of ribbon on it so that I could hang it from anywhere. I hang it from my light, I hang it from a little hook I have, I hang it from everywhere, I hang it from my cabinet doors so I could find it. It just makes it much easier and simpler and a lot more easy to spot, of course, as well. So we're just going to add some adhesive. I'm adding adhesive just to the edges, not a whole bunch, not overdoing it, just the edges. Okay. Actually, I'm going to set that aside and we'll adhere them both at the same time. Now, if you're making a mass quantity of these, like a birthday or something like that, I would suggest you have almost like an assembly line, but I wouldn't suggest that you do a whole bunch of gluing at the same time, because you'll end up, I promise you, everything will be sticking to you. Does that sound like it's happened? Yes, it has. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're just going to line this little piece up, like so, centered in the piece that's there in the base. It looks good, just like so. And now what we're going to do is just line this piece right here, centered on the base, like so. Looks good. Okay. Now we're just going to, we have this little piece right here. Now all we have to do is stamp this with our stamp block and with our stamp. So we're going to take out our stamp. It's with Heartfelt Sympathy. Just going to peel that right off, like so. You can set it like this, or you can set it down like this, the way you want to put it, and then just squish it on like so. Either way works. When I'm doing alphabets, I like to do it the latter way, because it makes it easier so I know exactly where I'm putting everything. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to ink up this sentiment. And of course, anytime someone passes away, it's very difficult. We've had enough deaths in the last 4 or 5 years to last us a lifetime, and it's always really difficult. And of course, I wish I could, you know, take some of the pain away from my friend Jackie and her family, but unfortunately I can't. So hopefully this will at least make her feel like I am thinking of them. So here we've got the stamp. We're just stamping that right on there. Looks good. We'll put this aside. And now all we're going to do is put on 2 foam dots on the back, like so. Basically in the middle. And then I'm taking off the extra piece of paper on the back, just like so. And when you have kits like this, it really works out pretty well, because it's not too hard to figure out, and you end up having all the ability to cut out all the different pieces and parts to your creation, so it works out really well. Now this stuck a little bit faster than I wanted to, so I'm going to scoot it over a little bit. It's not as centered as I would like it to be. That looks much better, like that. So I'm going to push it down, and that is basically the card. Pretty cool, huh? But I liked it, but I wanted to add a little something to it, and that's why we have a little bit of string here. Or twine, another word for it. So we're just going to take this twine like this, and I'm going to wrap it around like so. 1, 2, and then we have the third one. And I'm going to just cut it like so. Set that aside. Now you can do the bow, or you can just do a little knot, whichever you prefer. For this one, I think I'm just going to do a little bow, like I did with the other one. And I make it a little bow like so. That rhymed. I do the 2 ears and make a bow like that, because it seems to stay better and a little bit more snug in with the other twine. That seems to be my experience anyway. Now you're assuming that I can tie this bow, which is kind of a cool assumption since I'm having a hard time doing it today. I think it's been a long weekend, I'm not sure. But here we go. How do you like that? I think we've got it. I think. There we go. And there's a bow. So this is where we hold it and pull. Oops. And we're going to hold the other side and pull too. We just want a little bit smaller bow. It's a little bit big for the creation that we have here. So let's see here. It doesn't want to let me pull, so I'm going to pull it a little bit anyway. Then I'm going to pull it tight again. And then I'm going to pull it just a little more. Just a little bit. There we go. That looks good. It's still tiny, but I'm just going to pull it like that, and that looks good. So let me trim those edges, like so. Like this and that. And we're going to pull this out just a little bit more and straighten up that cute little bow there. Looks good. And then you can make it straight, or you can make it a little bit diagonal with a little bit of design flair like so. I would definitely scoot it over a little bit so that the other side isn't showing through, like that. This one looks good. I'm just going to scoot that one over just a little bit too. And there you have our awesome cards. So I hope you enjoyed being creative with me today. I really hope that you're coming up on a great holiday season. We've had enough chaos and crazy going on in the world, so I hope that people are recovering from all the horrific hurricanes and things like that and tragedies. And I hope that you know, prayers and thoughts are never-ending, going out to Las Vegas and all those the terrible tragedies and the people that have been lost. We had a number of people that were lost and injured in our Santa Clarita Valley, so I'm really hoping and praying for their strength and for those that are recovering, a quick recovery. So thank you so much for joining us today, and please be sure to check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. Make sure that you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel and to our blog/email. If you are, you will be entered in to win every week something different. So make sure you check it out. Actually, it may not be different. We may do the same thing 2 times in a row. Pretty cool, huh? So we hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for going on a creative journey with Melissa. Have a good day. Bye-bye.